Brandon, just to get started with you here, just you made your commitment recently. Just how does it feel to kind of get that off your shoulders?
It feels good. I mean, it's I don't have to worry about like texting all the coaches back and all that. So it's good. I mean, I feel like I made the right choice. So
And obviously, you chose the Hokies and Virginia Tech there. Just what was it about Virginia Tech, the program, the school, that made you pick them over some of the other schools that were fighting for your services?
I mean, really they checked all the boxes. I mean, when I'm going through like what matters to me, I mean, everything was just perfect. I mean, I really trust the staff that they have and I have a good relationship with the coaches up there. And I mean, they've done it with guys just like me, like same build, same type of players. So I mean, everything just stuck out with them.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned that they kind of have people of your same similar skill set, similar build. Just how do you see yourself fitting into that Hokies program?
It's kind of like it's a similar way of like Storm Murphy and Sean Padula coming in, like shot maker, passer, facilitators, play hard, run the team. So it's kind of how I see myself.
And looking at this class, you're the first commit for the Hokies in the class of 2023. Just how does that make you feel that you're kind of the first on the ship? And will that put you kind of in that recruiting mode, or are you trying to grab other guys and get people there?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good because then I can obviously, I mean, it's good that I'm a point guard too because I'm gonna usually the point guard is the leader. So I mean, I'm gonna go in and try to. I mean, we're trying to build a big class. They gave me some guys that they're looking at and some dudes that I think would help. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna be a big recruiter.
Sounds good. They already got you working for them, huh? That's great. So, looking at your story, obviously your background is interesting because your dad is a WWE Hall of Famer, Scott Steiner. You know, he is one of these guys in the industry that everybody kind of knows and recognizes. Just what was it like for you being his son, watching him as you were growing up?
It's been really cool. I mean, I get to see like kind of just how everything works, like and like the reality of everything. I mean, it's good to see. I mean, he instilled like a lot of good traits like that translates to everything, like hard work and just how to like deal with certain stuff. So I mean, it's been really cool. But I mean, that's kind of all I know. So I don't really know any different.
Understand that. Yeah, definitely get that. And before he was this big WWE, famous guy, he was actually a collegiate athlete himself, All-American at Michigan, kind of went through the whole process that you're slowly going through now. Just how did that experience that he had help you go through your own recruiting process?
Honestly, he doesn't, for as far as sports, he doesn't really push me or try to persuade me in any way. He kind of was just telling me, go with what's best for you. I mean, he would tell me like certain stuff to look for and that he looks for. But I mean, obviously, it's way different nowadays. I mean, you have, I mean, social media, and it's just completely different. But I mean, he was just telling me why he chose his school and what I should look for. But he was like, he didn't care where I go. He was going to support me, bro.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely helps to have that support for sure. And obviously, your dad's not the only athlete. His brother, your uncle Rick, also a WWE Hall of Famer. Your cousin Bronson is currently cutting his teeth in WWE with NXT after a brief NFL career. Just how does having that athletic background help you in your own athletic journey, watching them go through it? And also, they've been through not only the professional and collegiate ranks, but they've been through different sports, a bunch of different coaches. Just how does that help you?
Helps a lot. They instill like a good work ethic in me. I mean, just watching him. I mean, I remember in like fifth grade, like when my cousin was a senior in high school, he would take me up to where he worked out at. It's called Fury Performance, and we would work out like every day. Like, so he instilled a good work ethic in me. My dad instilled that. I mean, and then it just keeps you humble. I mean, they went to the highest level. Bronson was in the NFL for a brief. Now he's WWE. My dad, All American. My uncle, WWE as well. So I mean, it keeps you humble and it makes you have to like. I mean, I have to live up to it. I mean, they made it as far as it can go, really. So
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, there's that pressure, but also that feeling of what you're getting yourself into. So not too bad there. Looking at yourself, obviously you've established your own career in your own sport. It's completely different from the football, wrestling kind of aspect of thing in basketball. Just what was your family's reaction to you saying, "Hey, I'm going to stick to basketball"? And then what's the reaction to the success?
um, so I remember I played football all the way up till ninth grade, or I played my ninth grade year, so till 10th grade, I guess. So my cousin, he always, I was always a good football player too. So my cousin, he wanted me to be a football player, and so did my dad. I mean, they didn't really care, but that's what they wanted to see me do, and they didn't want to see me give up. So when I told my dad I was going to give it up, he was obviously kind of upset. But I mean, he wants what's best for me. And then my cousin, he was mad, like he was pretty mad, but because he was telling everyone like I'm gonna be like next up, kind of how he was. And then, but when I made the choice, I mean, they were kind of like, my cousin was laughing about it because like he doesn't know anything about basketball. He's football hard nosed, like wrestler, all that. And then my dad, he likes basketball a lot. So when I made the decision, they were fine with it. And then obviously with the success, it's been really good. I mean, my dad's happy for. My cousin called me the other day saying how proud he was and stuff. So yeah, they didn't really understand why I was doing it. Like I love basketball, and I was like, I feel like it was the best for me. So, but they don't. My cousin doesn't know basketball, so
Understand. Hey, I mean, I wouldn't cross them, but you're their family. I mean, it's a little different, so I get that. So looking at basketball and obviously Virginia Tech, you're in Georgia. Maybe not a lot of people know who you are up in Virginia, up in Blacksburg. Just what are the Hokies getting in you as a basketball player, both on and off the court?
yep. I mean, I'll just say a leader, like someone that's gonna do the right thing. I mean, I'm gonna play hard every single play. Make the right play and just a hard worker. I mean, I'm gonna work to get and become the best player I can. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely. And obviously, the Hokies are coming off of a great season, their first ever ACC tournament championship. They've gone to multiple consecutive March Madnesses. Just what should we expect from you and the Hokies going forward?
It's going to be big expectations for me, for the whole team, and I'm going to set big expectations for myself. I mean, I want to come in and be able to make an impact right away and just be the best player I can be for the team, and then work my way into a good role. But I mean, it should be a fun season. I mean, like I said, we have a big freshman class, and then obviously with the class that they have, I mean, they just won the ACC championship, so it should be a bright future.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely. Now, I know you mentioned this a little bit and it's a little early, but given your name and your family, should we expect a WWE NIL deal in the future for you?
I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, it's something that I'm working on, but I mean, I've talked to my cousin about it, my dad about it, but it's no rush. I mean, I'm gonna keep the main thing. The main thing, just stick to right now. I'm just real focused on basketball. But I mean, that would be great if it happens.
Yeah, I understand that. Keep that focus there. Awesome. Well, in terms of questions, that's all I have for you today, Brandon. So I just want to say thanks again for talking to me. Best of luck with you and your family going forward, and go Hokies.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Go Hokies.